Hi everyone, it's Michelle here from Firefit. Today I'll be running through a printing tutorial. I'll be showing you some easy printing techniques that you can do at home with found objects, either objects that you found in the house or in the garden. These are some objects I found. So a top from a milk bottle, some cotton bud sticks that I've tied together. I found an old piece of wood just lying around in the garden, and some leaves as well that I found in the garden too. So it's up to you what objects you use, as long as there's a flat surface that we'll be printing with. Even these little cotton wool sticks have got a flat surface on them. So anything you can find that might make some interesting shapes, as we'll be using these objects to print. Anything that you've got lying around in the house or anything in the garden, maybe stones or rocks. You can use fruit for this as well. So any interesting shapes that you can find. You'll also need some paint. Any type of paint will work for this, and a paintbrush. Set some newspaper down as well. You can print onto paper or card, or you can use fabric like this. This is just an old piece of material that I found lying around. It might have been an old top or something, maybe an old piece of bedding. So if you're using old material, just put it in the washing machine and then you can cut it up. It works quite nice on fabric, but you can do it on paper or card. The first technique I'll show you is just a transfer print. So we'll need some paint and your chosen object. I've used this before. I'll use this side so you can see properly. Paint directly on to the object. So make sure it's something that you don't need anymore, because you're going to get paint on it. You want to do quite a thick layer, as it's going to be transferred. Like this. On the side you've just painted, it's quite confusing because I've done it before. This is the dry side, so this is the side with the paint still wet on it. So put it down on the paper or the material, give it a bit of a push, and it should print. Now, if you're going to make a pattern with this, a repeat pattern, just do the same thing, layer up the paint again. You don't have to put paint on every time, but it might not be as clear. I like to use natural objects like wood or leaves or stones, anything like that. I like to use nature. And then just repeat this as much as you want to create a nice pattern. Can you see? Oops, spilt a little bit. This is an abstract technique, really, just to make some interesting shapes and patterns. You can tie things together as well. I've tied together these cotton wool sticks or earbuds. So you can tie different things together. And see what interesting patterns and shapes you can make. And then just play around with it. This to me looks a bit like a tree, so I'll see if I can make something out of it. It's all about experimenting. That looks a bit like a tree. So just mess around, see if you can make any interesting shapes or patterns. It's good to have newspaper down because it can get quite messy. Just try with this milk bottle top. So just apply the paint onto the surface. And press down. That's quite a nice pattern. It's good to use waste objects in the house. Like I said before, this is just a top from a milk carton. So if you don't have art supplies at home, you only need the basics really, and you can use objects that you would have thrown away. With the leaves, I won't paint directly onto them. You can do that if you want to. If you're using leaves, you can paint directly onto the leaf and then hold it down like I showed you before. But another way to do it is hold the leaf down with no paint on it. And you can paint over the top of this to create the outline of the leaf. So I'm painted over the leaf a little bit, just so I'm getting all the edges. As you can see, that's left the shape of the leaf. And then I might go in and add some details. I'll try that with this part as well, different leaf. So hold it down. It's good to have a baby wipe close by, just so you can wipe your hands. That's made quite a nice texture. I'll show you what it looks like on paper. I'm going to try and mix two colours together, see what that looks like. So it's all about experimenting. So if you add random colours like this, it might create a nice effect. We'll see. That hasn't worked as well, but you can see it's still interesting. They almost look like wings, so it's all about practicing, and then I might go back and make, I don't know, a butterfly or something with that because it looks like wings. So it's all about experimenting. Try and use different objects in the home. If you try this at home, please send us some pictures on our Instagram and Facebook, and hope you have fun doing this. Thanks for everyone that's watched, and keep safe. We'll see you all soon.